taxi, so that we can know me. Oh, my Usatima.
I beg to differ, Liberia. My people like Taibo. Top FM 105.3, we on the air. Leader, shout, shake Mukoroma. Archie right. No play. Alex Diulu. Rock, producer, correct. On tonight, we beg to this. I beg to differ, my people. If it's not correct, we go talk and so. From 9 o'clock till 12 midnight, we sitting here, we ready to fight. No palava, no fear inside. Truth must talk, we not go hide. Call Mr. Chochubo, bring them sense. Ready veterans, speak to nonsense. I'm a right, talk and clear. Anthony W. Guys, you didn't make me think fair. Claudia Smith, strong woman, yeah. If you wrong, she goes there. Leader G, how decide? Want me counting, we they like. Give our people, you're ready. Numbers up, steady. Rumble to town, come market to yard. If they matter.
Okay, and of course, that's it. This wonderful evening here on Top 105.3, folks. Whatsoever you joining us from, we'd like to say it. Good evening and welcome here to Top 105.3, the second segment of the program. I beg to differ. Yeah, so the only thing we need from you tonight is continue to share the broadcast so that people can be able to join us here this wonderful time. Let welcome in the co-host of this show, Mr. ACHIE. Mr. How are you doing?
Doing good, Alex. How yourself?
Mr. Rai, getting me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Already.
Everything is great. How yourself?
All right, so the guest is already here.
Oh, do we have a guest tonight?
Yeah, Mr. Attila Ka.
Okay. Mr. Attila Ka was not supposed to be here. Who's scheduled Mr. Attila Ka for tonight? Hello?
Yeah.
Who's scheduled Mr. Attila Ka for tonight?
The CEO.
Sekude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where is Seku?
In home.
Well, call him to come, please.
Why both of you looking so sad?
No, I'm not sorry. I'm not liking the whole setup.
So that Alex alone.
Alex gives Seku a call, please.
Are you telling the Johnny Lara?
Yeah, take the joint.
Okay.
If they hide the truth, we go bring up. If you back
Mr. Nuba, how you doing?
I will answer when Alex mute himself.
Don't worry about mute Alex. Alex muted.
Okay. I'm doing pretty good.
Okay.
I was trying to take care of Pure Surrogate District issues, including the waterfall I told Mr. Hush about.
Mm-hmm.
We used to worship, our people used to worship the waterfall. And we can utilize that as a mini hydro for, say, Maryland and Grand Crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's a hydro in Grand GEDEH, but we can use the G River hydro to take care of River G and Grand GEDEH. I mean, these are the things that Paul Kagame did. $15 million, $10 to $15 million for mini hydro. And instead of doing all the yama yama we're doing, I mean, you know, that is the thing that is on my mind tonight. I talked with former Honorable Peter Nan tonight, and I was telling him, because the GEDEH, our people used to worship it. So to take somebody from a different district or chiefdom there, they have to go through the traditional people. And you will be away maybe a mile, and you will still be hearing the waterfall. And I have not been there, but people who have been there say, you know, when you get the sand you see there, it's like you are on the ocean. It's like ocean sand.
Okay.
Yeah, so you know, that's what since we got off the phone, that's why I've been, you know, digging under.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do have a little scheduling problem here tonight.
Okay.
And I'm not happy with it.
Well, Veteran Smith.
Well, it's not about Veteran Smith.
But are we live now?
We're live.
Okay.
Just the studio is muted to Kenny Harris.
Okay.
I see a guest in the studio, Tila Carr. And this information was sent to me earlier today. And I told them we already have somebody scheduled, people scheduled for today.
Mm-hmm.
And then we show up and I see Mr. Tila Carr in studio. And
Okay.
I asked him, he says, our Sickle schedule. So Sickle never informed me about it. And as you well know, you and I got Mr. Hodge and Mr. Nippet today on the phone.
Okay. But
So,
if she is already in the studio,
no, we're gonna go ahead. I'm not there. I just want to get Sickle here first.
She's already in the studio. Bring her on.
No, he says on, not her.
Oh, I thought you said Attilia or something.
Yeah, Attilas. Attila. The guy you see on the screen.
Okay.
Can you see somebody on the screen?
Bring him on.
Can you see somebody on the screen?
I don't see anybody. I see you, Alex.
That's not Alex. Attila. I miss a Kai that you see.
I don't see him though. You're bringing him on.
He's on already. We're gonna unmute his mic so you can hear him. Mr. Carr, how you doing tonight?
Mute yourself, Alex.
You're muted. Mr. Carr, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're hearing you. If you can just lift your voice up a little. Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
All right, you too far from the mic. You come to the mic, please.
Are you getting me? Hello?
You still sound far from the mic.
Hello?
Oh.
Did I again?
Is he at the studio?
Yeah, he's in the studio.
Oh, okay, okay.
Mr.
Can you see me? Are you getting me now?
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yes, I said I'm okay. By the grace of God, I'm
All right. Excellent. Well, it's our pleasure having you here tonight. So I'm going to give you a little rundown on how we do the show. So normally when the show starts, we introduce ourselves. The panelists introduce themselves, and then we're going to come back to you. You're going to introduce yourself, and then you're going to go into the discussion of the topic you're here for. And then about an hour into the program, we will stop and go to the phone lines, and then the listener will call and ask you question or make comment. And then we'll come back. We have you respond to the listener's question or comment. And then in the second half of the program, we continue to have a discussion with you. So that's just a rundown of the program I want to give you. So let's get into the program. We're already 19 minutes into the program. Sorry for the delay. So I'm ACHIE Wright. I'm going to be your co-host for the night. And I do have with me here tonight Mr. George Nubo. Other panelists are going to join us as the program. And that's the time that will introduce himself to you. So like I said, I'm ACHIE Wright. I will not go to Mr. Nubo so that he can introduce himself to you. And I'm going to come to you to begin the conversation. Mr. Nubo. You're muted, Mr. Nubo.
Thank you, ACHIE. And thanks to our guest. I'm George Nubo. I am one of the panelists on the show here. And I'm happy that you are here tonight to address some issues, pressing issues. And don't be discouraged when some of us ask you, some critical questions. Because this show is a beg to differ. It's not a second emotion show. Thank you, and you are welcome.
All right. So Mr. Attila will come to you now. Oh, okay. Great. So we do have one of our other panelists. Let me bring him on. So, Mr. Attila, we're going to hold you. Let's do a quick round with the other panelists. Councilor Day. Councilor Day, please introduce yourself to our guest in the studio tonight. And welcome to the platform.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm not getting clear.
I'm saying welcome.
Break it in.
Please introduce yourself to the guest.
You are clear.
Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon from my end. Again, I'm Councilor Youngba GEDEH, one of the panelists on this platform. And we want to say welcome to our guest, and we hope to listen to him and what he has to say to us regarding the border issue and other issue that we may discuss. So we want to say welcome to him, and also greeting to my fellow panelists. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor. Tonight, it's not the guest. It's not Mr. Nicholas. This is Mr. Attila Kai. He will explain to us what he did. Mr. Attila Kai, I'll turn it over to you. Please introduce yourself, who you are, and then begin to tell us, what the discussion is about.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure again to be on this platform and on a particular wonderful show. First and foremost, let me say thank and appreciation to the staff and management of the Noble radio station by organizing such a huge platform, covering international and national, at the global level. We want to say thank to every one of you who've been keeping this show, live. We actually appreciate that. By the way of introduction, I'm Attilas ACHIE, and this name are all Kwa-speaking name from the Kwa-speaking counties. Attilas from Dryson Biddable Creek. Father is a Saipo, and mother is a Gobble woman from Gobble Bolekin. Who is Attilas in the professional field? I, Attilas ACHIE, currently a chief administrator of the Grand GEDEH County YMCA, and Attilas ACHIE also is the current National Civil Society Council Grand GEDEH chapter chairperson, and also for what I'm here for purposely, Attilas by the statute of the Local Government Act as chairperson on the county council automatically is a member on the county council. So by position on the county council, Attilas is serving as a vice chairperson on the county council. And as we speak, in my capacity as appearing on this show tonight, as acting chairperson of the county council. So far, so good. This is Attilas ACHIE, and it is my pleasure, to join you on this show called I Beg to Differ. And I'm here on behalf of the members of the council, beg to differ on the MIP informations that were presented, this morning by the county finance officers of Grand GEDEH County.
Thank you, Mr. Kai. So let's go into the discussion. You have told her why you're here. And so I'm not going to ask you. What information did the county financial officer presented this morning that you think was a misinformation or where misinformation?
Thank you so much. This is a common saying that says, while it is not done properly, it is not done at all. And so this is where I'm obligated, as per our role on the county council, to come and create a space of facts, not fictions. When the county council members, when the Attilas ACHIE got to, start reading the Local Government Act, when the Local Government Act, was in transition, where we consider as deconcentration and decentralization, at which time it was a policy, we were in the vanguard in reading this policy before 2018, it became enacted into law. So, bear on the civil society slot, which our role is very civil in our engagement, I think it shouldn't be used, as our weakness, because the role of civil society is to complement government effort we have done a lot of advocacies and activism around here. And so there should be a time for advocacy. There should be a time for activism. So we've been advocating and reminding the county administration to making sure that the right thing is done. This civil society Grand GEDEH chapter in 2022 was the one that reminded the local authority then on the Honorable Kaiji Fadi administration to making sure that Grand GEDEH deserve having a structure under the law of the Local Government Act. And we did not stop there. Based on our critical role, we need to work to complement. And so we designed the format and submitted it to the county administration. And that format, it is where today that structure the county council. So what I'm simply trying to say this evening, our people in Radio Land in the 8th administrative district, the 56 communities in Zwerju, our peace-loving people of this county, the county council, that you, as per the professional institutions, that they, come from to come on the board, they are then reading and understanding the role of the county council. Now, to the issues that drew the council attention, for which, as acting chairperson, appearing by the mandate of the 8 members of the council, is to correct and erect a chairperson to the county finance officer who sat on the many verses this morning and not correcting some other misleading information. He was here and he was called fiscal superintendent. When will you make the correction that there is no fiscal superintendent in this Republic of Liberia no longer from the coming to being of the Local Government Act? That is one error. The second error is the fiscal who sat under this word called fiscal and who is to be called the county finance officer have to be financial discipline. What do I mean? Under the PFN law of the Republic of Liberia, the law says the county administration should be able, prior to the new fiscal year, to submit the county annual budget to the council. So then, prior 3 months to the new fiscal year, so meaning that from October to December, the county council is supposed to receive the annual budget to start working and having their consultation to the 8th administrative district and to all relevant citizens, of this county. There were no questions asked the county finance officer as to whether the PFN law was taken into consideration. And mind you, when there's a smoke somewhere, it's clear to tell you there is a fire. The county council been very lenient into working and propping, up the county administration so as to have a smooth and transparent, good leadership and good governance. But it shouldn't be considered as a weakness of the council. You told us that you are in a transition. A transition would not continue for the rest of the other 3 years. Now, let me make the perfect correction of the role of the county council in chapter 2, section 2A. That talks about the county council shall promulgate. Yes, that was a key note that he was speaking on. But I want for the public to judge. Where were the fiscal or where were the county finance officer when the local authority were resuming duty in the county and the induction ceremony? Where were the finance officer in the county? When the peace building organization, the Liberia Peace Building Office, through GEDEH Winner Zulu, Reverend Baduo, and some other permanent, clergymen, the county council was represented. Attilas ACHIE was in the mobilization, speaking to our aggrieved unity partisans and aggrieved citizens of this county to take into consideration of our constitutions that the law says by the will and pleasures of the president can appoint and follow on and confirm by the House of Senate. So if the county grand GEDEH senators will confirm a superintendent, then we urge all citizens that the county was represented and the county endorsed the superintendent of this county. We were creating the clause of the constitution's awareness from community to community, and the induction went on smoothly. Honorable Fiscal and Honorable County Finance Officer, where were you? So anything that you don't know of, other than you, forget about it. Go to your figure. Go to your figure. But when administrative, look, reading is one aspect. Comprehending what you read or what you read is another issue. So why will you say that to the public? Why is in the pipeline against the county council? Why is actually in the pipeline? When you were here, when the induction ceremony was taking place, was it not the county council that resoluted that? Who did not, see the county council? We got documentary to it. We got photos, to that. How will you come here? What you want to prove? But when you allow the county council, who understand their role to complement government effort, to go, in the route of activism, then we will come out. And so this is why we came to differ with, the misinformation that were actually, presented this morning. The second issues or the third issues that we are here to correct the public, for public consumption is that the county finance officer need to please visit the local government act to a letter. Now, in section 2 of chapter 2 of the local government act, point 7, it clear speak out. It don't require you having a legal person interpreting that. For God's sake. Section 2.7, it clearly says or states that the council leadership, the county council leadership shall comprise of the chairperson, the vice chairperson, and other officials who shall be elected by the member of the council. Other officials who are elected, and the 9 members of the county council under the law go to election and elect their leadership. And when the leadership, are elected, they go in their own closet and elect other officials. Oh, this is not the county council that wrote this clause. That is a clarity we need to make. So by organic structure, if you structure a leadership where you have the chairperson and the co-chairperson, the next person there should be what? Because you will go for a section, you will go in plenary. And mind you, I respect the Local Government Act to the letter, and we recognize the Local Government Act to the letter. We got 2 support staff. The word support is to complement the county council. So with the 2 support staff, they were confirmed by the county council by the law. When the county administration shall recommend to the council, these people should be able to be in the confine of the local government, and there should be a civil servant. So the requirement will be brought to the county council, and the county council will review it with the document and approve and adjust how the SNSA of the 2 support staff came to be. We follow the range and file on the establishment structuring of the local county council. Don't see leopard and you call it cat. The county council is bigger than the county finance officer. It's bigger than the county chief executive officer. So in section 2, in section 2.14c, that understand that I was listening keenly to the presentation of the county finance officer, taking into consideration the county council is the least to just drop information to. It's misleading. The first body in the county that the county administration make a report to is the county council. So that read this. In chapter 2, section 214A of the Local Government Act, the first headline is clear. The county superintendent shall be appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. He or she, amen, this clause here is clear. He or she shall report to whom? He or she shall report to the county council. And you sat here and you saw the county finance officer misleading. There's nothing in the Local Government Act that you say you're supposed to give copy of report to the national legislatures. Nothing.
Okay. Mr.
This is Atilas ACHIE, K-A-I-K-I.
Are you hearing somebody?
Hello? Why is the name of this program? Why is the name of this program?
Mr. Newbold.
You back to D4. I came to D4 at the level of the county council on the presentation made by the county finance officer. I think that's what the program is meant for.
Mr. Kai, let me hold you right up there. Mr. Kai will go on. Mr. Kai is going to conclude his conversation. and then we're going to have a question. Yeah, Mr. Kaiser, Alexander, I just want to let you know because you were jumping on him. So, Mr. Kai, have you come?
No, I was still,
All right, we'll give you
After
2
proceed-
minutes to conclude. Okay.
yeah. So
All right.
yes, before the 2 more minutes is sufficient, I want to, I want to applaud, the professionalism, in this panelists, and specifically, I want to, recognize Emmanuel Zaza input that he made. Emmanuel, the reason why the county finance officer did not get and did not address your issue is that he goes political. He did not go professional. Now, here is the clause in section 214C that talk about the function of the county finance officer. In section 2 get 1, to 5. But I want to be specific where he did not answer your question from. Yes, it is true, the county council shall go in their own clauses and create and make a local ordinance, the county ordinance. And mind you, the law says, in coming to being, you should not make any law that will come in contradiction of the current, policy and the current law. So we are very careful. The county council are already, have a draft. Only left to bring the 2 partners to the council that have to do with the county administration and that of the city corporation, because the city corporation have their own city ordinance law. We need to reconcile that law with the council on the law that they are crafting. That draft is on hand. Across the country, this is the only county council that can boast on a draft. That is the county council that can boast on a draft that have been produced right now. Only left to reconcile with the institutions that we need to, show this to not come in contradiction of the law that we are about to present. Now, to escaping Zaza inquiry,
Okay,
Why
Mr.
was the
Mr. Kai.
what was the support do you give to the county council as a financial expert? Now, that question was not answered. But the lawyer says in section 214, 14B, it clearly tells you that the county finance officer is to develop what? To develop the county revenue collection plan. Why the questions were not answered? Do you provide that? Why will you say it's not part of your purview? It's right on the law. This is the law. So the council, came to default, on those presentations that were made. There's nothing to escape and to share blame on the county council. So, ladies and gentlemen, people following in radio land, listening on the sound, of my voice as direct representative, and acting chairperson of the county council. This is where we are here to provide, clarity.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Attila Kai. You raised several issues in your deliberation. At this time, we have 13 minutes. So I'm going to go around the table to ask each panelist to ask one question each. Please, Mr. Newell.
Actually, let Alex
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, great. Yeah, so we're going to have each one of the panelists ask one question each, and then we're going to go to the line, and then we'll come back. We're going to bring in our next guest for the next segment of the show. But thank you, Mr. Kai. So, Mr. Newell, let's start with you, please. Any question or comment you got for Mr. Kai, based on what you heard from him?
Okay. Let me turn my video on.
Please
so
do.
Mr. Kai will see me. Grand GEDEH ranked below at the bottom when it comes to the implementation of the Local Government Act. We went through that, maybe 2 months ago. And he is here talking about county council. I mean, the meeting they're having, he is county council, chair. Is he in Basel? Is he aware of the meeting they're having in Basel? So that's my question.
Mr. Attila, you want to answer that briefly, please? So we're going to go to the next panelist.
You are muted.
Yeah, you're muted. Alex, please unmute Mr. Kai.
If the county council Grand GEDEH chapter should be part of, they will be communicated. But I understand that there should be a regional, what they call regional, meetings. So a regional meeting is called upon being clustered, by county to county. So if and only if the county council, should be a part of Grand GEDEH chapter, we will receive. But we did not receive a citation for that.
Okay, so there's you said, I want to follow up on that question real quick. So which cluster is Grand GEDEH part of?
I said, as per meetings, if county council, based on the donors, who sponsor the county council across the country, sometimes they do clustering. But this particular one taking place, Grand GEDEH, we did not receive citation. I think that's the information I want to let you know of.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Councilor Day, any question or comment to the guest? You're muted, sir.
I would defer my question. Subsequently.
Okay.
Yeah. I will defer my question.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. ACHIE, maybe I can give you the title of the stuff that is going on in Grand GEDEH from Superintendent Henry Cole, Superintendents of Maryland, Monserrado, Grand GEDEH, and Grand Crew counties are in Buchanan, Basel County. Their gathering scheduled from March 18 to 20th, 2026 for county treasury, financial, and operational technical session. The theme of this session is, quote unquote, strengthening county treasury, financial management for accountability, transparency, and sustainable development. The meeting underscores the ongoing decentralization initiative, positioning county superintendents to effectively manage their respective treasury centers.
Okay, but Mr. Nubo.
No. In line with commitments made by the national government. Furthermore, this session offers a platform for individuals to contribute to the county governance platform. And this is directly from the superintendent of Maryland County. and we have our guest here who is the head of a county council, and Grand GEDEH is named in the superintendent statement, and we have a guest here who does not have any clue of this meeting.
Okay, let hold you there, Mr. Numa, let hold you right there.
Okay.
He is from the county council. He is not from the local how to call it, the superintendent office, no, the body. So I think
no, let me correct you. The county council is the supreme organization for the county.
But you name a superintendent. You didn't name anybody. The county council.
I said this is from the superintendent of Maryland County. He posted it on the website.
Okay. All right, great.
So why Grand GEDEH? Grand GEDEH is named. Why Grand GEDEH County Council? They are talking about accountability.
So what we can't say that, Mr. Nubo.
No, wait. Hold on. Council does not care about accountability, transparency.
The man told you.
Don't answer for the guest.
No, because I want us to move on. The man said he didn't get.
We should put it on a chair, right?
He didn't get the invitation. We can't force you to say no. You're supposed to have an invitation. We can't do that. So let's go to Anthony. Mr. K.
He doesn't know what time it is.
Okay.
Mr. Numo. I think we'll make you a guest now instead of being a panelist.
Mr. K, do you have a question for the guest?
I do have a question, but Mr. Numo is not giving you a chance to if he has our little one same question.
You ask all your numerous questions. But,
okay. So thank you, Mr. Kai, for your deliberation. I have one question for you. I have multiple, but it's okay. I only have one. I did hear you say that the council, the city council, not the city council, but the local government council, whatever the county council is actually the chief executive of the county, not the superintendent.
You're muted.
He's muted. And the second part, the local government act, according to you, say the local government act, gave the president the power to appoint the superintendent instead of the superintendent being elected. I'm kind of confused with that.
The law that hello, I'm not muted. Okay,
no,
thank you.
Go ahead.
The law here that I just read, section 2.14a, the headline clearly states that the superintendent shall be appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. He or she shall report to the county council. That's what I just said. In section 2.14a, it is not R. Attilas Eka who rating it. It is there.
Okay.
So if you are answerable to report to a particular body of an institution, whom are they to you?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Kyle. Alex, take up to the line. Let's get at least three calls. And then we'll come back and have
Okay. Well, folks, we take this person. Hello.
Yeah.
Your name and where do you join from?
I'm Philip Sabajo, the finance officer of Grand GEDEH County.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. When I stated this morning that the county council is on a word-to-word battle with them, and then I introduced myself as the county finance officer. I did not introduce myself as the fiscal superintendent, so I want to get that corrected. This that section 2.7 that my junior brother is quoting there. There are lists of committees beside the two leaders in the county council. There are lists of committees that should be formed and not secretary. A model committee secretary is not there. If you look at the administrative regulation of the county council, it spells out everything that's in that manual. So it's also different that they got their own secretary. No, there's no secretary there. They got 4 committees, and those committees are: 1, committee on administration, on county administration, committee on the county treasury, committee on the county development planning, and committee on the legislative.
Quickly, 1 minute, have other people to take.
Besides that, he said the guy will draft in 4 years. How long will it take them to do the ordinance? In 4 years, they are still keeping the draft. Thank you.
All right, we take Samson Boso William. Hello. All right, let's take in this person. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the show. Your name, where do you join us from?
So that's we are from our Bravo community.
So, Vincent, welcome to the show. Go ahead quick.
Okay, thank you. I listened to the co-chair, and you were talking about the reporting period, most especially on the financial issue. But one thing that you fail to understand is, according to the PNL out of 2009, section 48, they say at the end of the fiscal period, you got 60 days to make a report. And our financial period ended at January 31st. So with January 31st, we got February and March, which is 60 days to make a report. So he needs to know the thing. But now, let me just say this quickly. The disadvantage of the composition of the local government act is they talk about representation, but if they not talk about qualification of people that should be on the council, that's the problem we face today. Because you get representation, you talk about Sylvester Khan because it's from an institution. I get come from fishing, you put me on the council. I don't know my role. At the end of the day, I'll get they don't get the formula approved. Yeah, budget. So that's the problem. But we got people got qualification to be there. We're not get back today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We pick up this person. Hello. Your name, where do you join up?
Yeah, so as Margot Ferrari the second, and I join you from my ERS community.
Welcome to the show.
I just want to thank you. I just want to provide this information to even the local authority. The comprehension should be one of the major things when they are reading the local government act. Even the sections that the co-chair of the county council have read, I'm talking about composition of the county council section 2.7. They are only reading, but they are not comprehending those documents. Okay. Away from that, they say I challenge them to court Maryland. I challenge court counties in the Republic of Labrador that if they don't have secretary on the county council, the section says other officials, even when you have a simplified version of the local government act, that a secretary should be even at the level of the county council, they should also have treasurer. And to conclude, the two supportive staff, they say supportive staff, meaning the country, the administrative officer and the legal officer. When we need their support, the county council need their support, they will call them. If they don't need their support, they don't, but the county council is composited to the extent that they have now representative of the county. Now anybody can just be county council member. So thank you, they should be with comprehension.
Thank you so much, Michael. We'll take another person. Hello.
Yeah, hello, how are you?
I'm doing great, Mr. Boso. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me on your show tonight. I call you from the strategic column, anywhere part of GEDEH. Let me first of all recommend to Mr. Wright before I give my opinion on what the guest just explained. The county council, they are almost like the House of Representatives, the lawmakers that approve budget, for the entire country.
Sure.
In GEDEH, the county council is responsible to approve budget if the local authorities submit their budget to them. So it is incumbent on the citizens, to be able to question Attila's a card in studio. So I think we have to expand the number of calls instead of 3. Now to my point, I just listened to Attila's a with the co-chair for the county council. When I listened to Philip George, I think in my own right, man, I strongly believe that Honorable State Joe was under the influence of alcohol. Because there's a financial officer, a fiscal superintendent who served the county under two administrations. But at the level of a position of the fiscal affairs superintendent, Grand Canada always been going backwards in terms of financial management. Now, to the county council co-chair.
Okay, Alex, we gotta go.
Go ahead.
Good. The county council co-chair that's in studio, when we supported the ideology, see the number of women men and women to come on board to serve the county council, they were on the basis of transparency and accountability. But on the contrary,
30 seconds to conclude.
We never knew that they were going to be swimming in the pool of corruption. Now, 2024 budget was approved when no one made report. You forget about it. 2025 budget king, when no one made report. Only on the basis that you agree that you will get certain percentage, but because Grant deny not to get a percentage, so now you guys me or serial hula balloon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So we'll go back to the panelists. Those of you calling, just follow on with your call, and let's go back so Mr. Carr can be able to answer those questions that have been placed to him. So, back to you, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Carr, can you address the questions that you heard from the callers, please?
Okay. There are no much question per se from what I just listening to. There are no much questions. I think the county finance officer inquiry is when we do draft the printed. I just said it. We are we having our legal consultant. The law is there that the draft that we are making, it shouldn't come in contradiction of the current policies of this country. It shouldn't come in contradiction of the organic law. So the committee are already been set up, and pretty soon when we shall resume, this is the first quarter of 2026, when we shall resume, and pretty soon that copy will be out for us to have those various institutions that have to do with the city corporation and that of the county administration to reconcile and see how best it can be printed out into hand bill. So it's not about how long you will get it. It's not the issue of just running to get money from the farmers. No, it's not what we intend for. We want to be professional in our role so as to produce a tools. The entire citizens of the country will be in the interest of the citizen. So it's not about the local authority. Yes, so that is the side of why is it that is still in the Puebla. It is in the committee room, and the legal person, will soon be, printing it out in collaboration with the county, the administrative officer, of the county council. So we are going, 85%, getting it out. To, I don't know, when the Sylvester will get to know, about the county council structures and the county council, credentials aspects. Are you still reading the local government? Are you still reading the constitutions of Liberia? The legislatures that you always electing after every 6 years. If there's anything in the law that talks about that, so why will you, be emotional in your, expression? Where in the whole constitution here or in the local government, have you ever seen any space after the county executive officer, after the county administrative officer, and the county finance officer before the county development officer? Have you ever seen any portion of the act that talk about, let's say accounting? Nothing there. You are just a mere member, struggling. You are not even enter, a civil servant. You are being paid by the resolutions from the county council. When do you got to know? So it's not a question, it just, in order to that of what he just, presented.
Okay.
Honorable Bosso, bigger issues. Honorable Bosso, thank you, for that input that you made. But on the contrary, nowhere that this independent body, the records are there. Atilas ACHIE from my childhood time, bring any, my own source of income. And being administrators in the various capacity, I don't just fly to get there. It is through election. At the level of the YMCA, it is election. At the level of the civil society, it is election. At the level of the county council, it is also election. So don't fight what you can, kill. This is the kind of a person Atila is. So that's the issue. I am not for in any corrupt, activities and corrupt act in this country. And so this is why the Lord are blessing me, to serve the people of this country by perfection, what I bring on the table. So that's it. So by politicizing, seeing, the county council, making some other issue to differ with other, executive member of the local government, it is not, in any way that the county council, form a cohort with the county administration. No, nowhere. That record should never be part of the county council. So that is a part of those bureau inquiry. There are no much questions, for the council.
Thank you, Mr. Kai. I'll give you a few seconds. Just say a goodbye. Thanks for answering to our callers. Just give us a pop.
But can we point out?
No, Mr. Nubo. No, please.
Okay.
Let Mr. Kai give us a pop. We have Mr. Nippy on stereo.
Okay.
Mr. Kai, please give you a pop.
Yes, so let me say thank you, Mr. Wright, and all of the panelists for this platform, and we pray, to see how best the platform continue, to bring growth and development to our society. We, as civil society leadership, we waiting to work along with the partnership, the panel, on this platform to support the process so that we can bring relief to our people. But before I leave, I always, with my elders and traditional, people, they say before you go, and engage a farm, the first text that wake up in the morning ahead of you that start running, it is a pest that will come back to destroy the crops. Take this very serious. The county council are alarming this, that do not be surprised of the delay of the budget performance report, of the delay of the 2026 annual budget draft to be presented to the county council. Do not be surprised that the county administration will use the tools we are hearing. It will not be strange. 1/12 of the budget will be used.
Okay.
So I just repeated it in the PFM law before the county, prior to the fiscal year, 3 months prior to the fiscal year, the new fiscal budget, the annual budget should be presented to the council. So it has to be used as a working tool.
Okay,
This is not being presented. And so this is why the county finance officer have a problem with the secretariat of the county council communication. And the communication, we will come back to this platform and tell you whatsoever in that communication, it will be a year too. They are subject to report to us. They are subject to listen to our inquiries.
Mr. Kai, here's what I want to do. I want to thank you for coming. Can you come back on Saturday? Can we have you on Saturday?
When the platform is given, I will consult the council member and we will resume again. Because we do consultation.
We'll have you on Saturday.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, good. So Saturday will have you, and hopefully we'll bring the content of financial officer to be on set. Okay.
Thank you. Let God be with you, and God be with me.
Okay. We'll see you on Saturday, Mr. Kai. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Alex, please mute yourself.
I like that.
You see, Mr.
White.
I'm
about to mute you.
You about to mute me, right?
I'm about to mute you.
Yeah, I
mean,
you're not giving me the chance to
run the show, man.
But these people cannot come here and pretend that they are lecturing us.
Okay.
We know everything about the Local Government Act.
Okay.
And we know everything these how they call them.
Mr. Nubo, we got a guest in the studio, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Mr. Nippy, how are you doing today, sir? Oh, you spilled it.
Panelist, good evening.
Good evening to you, Mr. Nippy. And I really want to appreciate you taking up the time. When we spoke to you earlier today, you said you were coming from a very long travel, but you'll make time here, whatever, 20, 25 minutes, you'll make time to be with us because it's all about the country. And so for that reason, we want to say thank you ever so much.
My pleasure, sir.
So we call you here tonight because the country is still facing this issue of the border security that is happening along the Lofa Guinea Liberia border. The news reported today that in spite of the summit, if you like, the peace summit that was held between Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia recently, the Guinean soldier were seen, encroaching on the Liberian land and all in the, almost in a war move today at the border. That was reported by Front Page Africa in the edition today. You being a security man, we told you to come to the show tonight and give us your insight, because this got to be troubling now. Have this happened before, Mr. Nippy, where a conflict emerge happens between the various countries, and then they go to a summit to bring down the tension, and immediately after that the same tension raises ugly head again. Has there been any instance where this has happened before? That is my question, and then I will open it up to the rest of the other people to come in.
Well, thank you very much, and to everyone who is listening to this I beg to differ talk show. The question is centered on, has it happened before? We had a situation such as that with Tottenham when the border question was raised, and Guinea, having taken a large portion of our border, of our country, decided to come into conflict. But we had someone who was very wise as the current president. And so what did he say? He called Ture. And in a brotherly faction, they settled it. He told Ture, I cannot, as president of Liberia, come against you for a borderland where blood will be spilled. The blood of my citizens specifically, and those of the Guineans. And ever since that time, they forged a good relationship. The same occurred in, I think, about 1972. William Talbot Speedy was very fast in re-cementing that relationship after Todmor had passed, because he saw that good neighborliness was the best way to forge a regional relationship. So he decided to speak with his brother, again, Ahmed Sekou Touré, and that ugly head of border dispute was never raised again until today. When it comes to the Makona River, which the left side is for Liberia and the right side is for Guinea. It puts me into the Bible story where the lady wanted to divide the baby into two halves. But Solomon, in his wisdom, decided for them not to fight over it. Around 1893, around that time, 1893, there is a study that was done by the U.S. Geographical section. It was a Bureau of Intelligence Research. The volume number is 131, and it states exactly what the demarcations are. It named the specific border line at a straight line of something like 350 miles. That will be the boundary between Liberia up to and including the region of the Nimba Mountain. So the specificity of that question is, yes, we had it 2 times with Totman, and then the second time in 1972 with Bulanara Tobo. But it was decided mutually, and ever since that time, we have had no such problem until recently.
Okay. And I asked for that. I wanted to know the history about this because it is good to know what we're dealing with here. And I think now that we know what we are dealing with, I think it provides some understanding and some level of calmness that we do have adults in the room, and hopefully, that will be the same case here. But is this so? Is what do you see? Do you see any difference here? We're dealing with a very young guy in Guinea, Doumbouya, who seemed to be very feisty. He had a commotion with Bill in Sierra Leone. He was even more uncompromising in Sierra Leone. He went and took over the land and even, removed the people from the village in Sierra Leone and took over the place. I believe it was Mr. Boyka who even intervened in an incident as well. Now, we don't even know if that incident has been resolved. What do you see here to be the danger? Doumbouya, well armed, backed by some Western powers, and is running around, claiming territory and brandishing all his hardware, military hardware, intimidating people to say. Are we playing on the edge here of a very volatile system, given the young individual Doumbouya again?
Well, let me put it in the context of 2 men. They say it takes 2 to tango, and 1 man cannot fight. But we come to realize that that Guinea, for the 3rd time, has brought about the same issue, putting people at the border who are not in muftis, but military personnel. Now, if 2 persons will engage into a face-to-face they start first and foremost with verbal altercations, which can be elevated to physical fight. But if one person stands down, that fight would not happen. What do I mean? Guinea has come to the border with a lot of military hardware, uniformed soldiers. Should Liberia do the same? I say no. Because once Liberia brings to the border or the proximity of the border its own military personnel, an unmanageable conflict would ensue. And this is where rapprochement or engagement is important, to dilute the tension that is being that is simmering, so that we don't go to war. If you take the AFL, that is the Armed Forces of Liberia, and bring them to the border, you will be sending a wrong signal to Guinea. Guinea alone cannot fight, and they cannot progress beyond the step that they are, where they are. So I think if Liberia, if we are not wise enough to engage Guinea as His Excellency President Baka did in the Sierra Leone episode, we'll be going to a full-blown war. We'll definitely go to a full-blown war. Because it's like an aggressor, and the one who is being aggressed is standing at each other. Where that slap will come from, you don't know. So if we put it in the context of a musical balance, Bob Marley said, he who runs away from a fight, or he who fights and runs away shall live to see another day. But the heathen will go after the aggressor, and then when two elephants fight, of course, the grass will suffer. We have had an experience with amongst ourselves. So I think because after the gunshot have fired, people have littered on the floor like leaves. Again, diplomacy will come into being. So I think the president and his team has been doing the right thing, even though we have some people within the radio land talk show. The president is not doing this, the president is not doing this, the president is not sending men to the border. But what they've got to know is that you have to be careful when you are agitating confrontation as opposed to withdrawal. Because if you don't know the other people's strength, and if we got to that border and Guinea started to shoot, because it would definitely result to that. In the night, there will be a night skirmish. And the allegation will be the Liberian soldier decided to come on this side here and they shot first. And then you will be trying to verify who shot first, who shot second. So if I were to advise the president or the government of Liberia, I tell them stay put, engage, talk, continue to talk. And if it becomes necessary that he could be invited to Liberia too. If I visit your house, you can visit me too. Just like how I taught Modele with His Excellency Ahmed Sekou Toure. And then after that first visit, he invited him again to San Nicole. And Toure was kind enough to have come. And that settled the whole thing. The same thing happened with Talbot. So that would be my advice.
Okay. Let's go to Councillor Dave for your question to our guest.
Okay. Good evening from my end again, Wanipe.
Good evening, sir.
And I also want to say thank you for your exposé. And yes, I just want to ask the question. As a diplomat, I don't know how it will help like in Liberia, like some could just argue that Liberia is being so soft.
Mhm.
So, and what do you think, or what measure could Liberia take if diplomacy measures fail,
Well,
if negotiation fails?
it is difficult for diplomacy to fail because diplomacy seeks to amicably resolve the barrier. And in international relations, when these things that will bring up tensions are not handled the proper way, the end result is like I think you see what is happening in the world at the moment.
Mhm.
You see exactly what is happening in the world at the moment. But at the end of the day, you will come to realize that they will sit at the table. So that the question will be, why didn't you consider talking? And instead you went to war. Now people have died, property destroyed. And then you're coming back to the same table. So what needs to be done, if you revisit our own episode that brought in 15 warring factions. At the end of the day, they had the Dahomey Accord, they had the Nigeria Accord, they had the Akosombo Accord, and at the end of the day, those who were fighting, diplomacy won the day. At the end of the day, diplomacy won the day, and the warring factions that were at loggerheads sat around and a table, something like an egg, and they were drinking champagne and wine. And then we are in peace today. And that's the same thing that we can do. An invitation could be extended to Domboya, where they could meet in Sierra Leone. President Domboya, His Excellency, President Jose Yumambwaka, and meet with their counterpart for the second leg. And then they could come up with an agreement this time. But the first thing is a communique. The communique only speaks about what the parties intend to do. But the agreement can be binding because there are two sets of agreement in diplomacy. One is a non-binding agreement and the other is a binding agreement. The binding agreement holds you and I to perform holistically the terms, conditions, and everything that is in that agreement, unlike the non-binding agreement. The communique is an instrument that sets out the perimeters upon which we are in consideration to say, okay, because you're my friend, I am your friend. We will not slap each other. We will not do this. And it was well written. But here is the point that I want to make in answering that question. In the bureaucracy of governance, the head, until that information comes to the line officers, you find out that they'll be doing certain things that they have no business doing. So if the other parties say, oh, look, you remember we talked the other time and we agree on this, and they will discuss this. But I see your children still playing around the terrain and they want to fight my children. The father would then call the big son, in this case, the military general, the chief of staff, or the Ministry of Defense of the Guinean government. And then that decision or directive will filter to the defense minister, to the chain of command, because military, like policing, go by chain of command. And at the end of the day, you'll find a withdrawal. Unlike if you put people at that border, you put any soldier man at that border, whether they are 2 miles, 3 miles into the Liberian territory, there will be a reconnaissance officer who will go down there and something will happen. There'll be an agitation that will lead into gunshot. And when gunshot fire, the first gunshot that fire, several gunshots will come after that. So to answer your question in the specificity, diplomacy, diplomacy, diplomacy. Talk, talk, talk. There are many tools in the diplomatic toolbox. If they go on the second lecture and it doesn't work, then they can elevate it. But even before they elevate it, like Totma and Talbot did, they could invite the Moya and feed him. He come and you see how our people are friendly. The various cultural troops come and dance and all of those things. Dumuya will go back and say, I got Guineans, I got Malian, I got the Fulanis in Liberia. I got Pele people on my side here. I got Loma people on my side. There are Kisi people in Liberia. There are Kisi people in Guinea. There are Mana people in Liberia. There are Mana people across the border. Just below Nima Mountain are Mana people. Why should we go to fight?
Okay, Mr. Nippet. Let me bring one of the panelists in, and so you've only got 2 questions. So I wanted to put 2 questions, Mr. Nippet. So if we could just make it a little shorter or a little bit so the other panelists can come in.
Okay.
Once from Liberia, the time is running up on them, so I'd like to give them more time.
Okay.
So, Councilor Day, one more question for you, sir.
Okay. Again, this our really a document. We state the Franco-Liberian agreement first initiated in I think 1892. The first agreement, and that agreement it only showed geographical coordinates, imaginary lands. Then followed by the 1907 agreement. The 1907 agreement only showed natural features like rivers, the Nakona River, the Nandia rivers, other rivers. But that agreement, also there was another joint commission in 1911. Yes, that 1911 agreement, I believe, is what the Guinean government now is taking advantage of. Because that agreement did not hew to the Tawhid, that international principle where it says that when there's a water border to country, the land should be caught in between the river and both countries should have access. So when the Joint Commission went 20, because I will ask the question, 1926, which was the last agreement they went into when the Joint Commission did the boundary survey again, the owners resorted to a proverb. But that particular agreement did not enter into treaty because that particular agreement state that the boundary land between the Makona River and the Makona River and Guinea is at the bank of each river. The river is the boundary. But the 1911 agreement says the boundary, the Guinea boundary is at the bank of Liberia side. So, and if we looking at this agreement and we want to mitigate this issue, other diplomatic negotiation, whatever issue it is, what do you suggest? Whether should we invite our colonial master or the Guinean colonial master that crafted that agreement and make up to adequate and fix our senator to aid, or should we just concede and agree with the 1926 agreement between Liberia and France as to the borderline is the bank of the river at the Liberia side. Because I believe there is there is a major contention of the Guinean government as I may have seen it. Do you think if do you think we can stand by that and then give the Guinea that the bank side of the river and then allow all security threats to go away? That's my question.
But I think when you and somebody have a boundary dispute, as in this instant case, Guinea is on the right side of the Macondo River, and we are on the left side. The whole thing starts from this what they call the Riviere du Sud, which demarcated the French Guinea, Ivory Coast, and Dahomey, respectively.
Yeah.
This was in around June 25th, 26th, 1891. Fast forward, January 13 or 15, thereabout, 1911, when that agreement was concluded. If we go back into 1895, December 8, 1895, when we had just gained our independence in 1847, that would be 45 years after independence, when all these various boundary disputes were being discussed. We would not have had a 350 miles between Guinea and Liberia up to the Nima Mountain if the problem was not solved. Guinea has to recognize, and this particular Macondo is also a part of Sierra Leone. If you go to the document which I just talked about, the number is 131, I think 131.
Yeah, 131.
131. I think that is the number. It is a geographical survey. If you go back to that document, you come to realize that the matter of boundary issue, Guinea on the right, we on the left. But I think there's a legal technicality here that Guinea is standing on. That's why I brought into being the Solomon's doctrine, where the woman wanted the baby to be divided in half. But this baby is being divided in half because there's a river in the center. And one person is on the right, which is Guinea, and the other person is on the left. So if a John Doe is going to man that river, understand that the river belongs to both Guinea and Liberia. Why? Because the water body is between the right side and the left side. It sits between two strategic divisions, where Guinea occupied the right and Liberia occupied the left. So if Councilor Day had a company, X or Y, and wanted to man that river, be it sand, diamond, uranium, what have you, you have to speak to the people who have the right. Vis-a-vis, if Guinea wanted to man that side of the river, they have to talk to Liberia. We have a contract. That's a mutual interest. And mutual interest always has a platform of mutual respect. I think this is where the problem comes from. Guinea fees that they were not consulted, they were not approached, they have no say, and we see them missing on the river that for me and you. So the question is raised: why should Liberia do that, or why should Guinea do that in the absence of consultation? So the whole matter can be put to rest if there can be an agreement that drives the future process and that votes us from the security contention. Because if Guinea did that, Liberia will raise question: why you brought somebody here with us not knowing about it? So to keep the sisterly and brotherly relationship going, let there be a mutual understanding. And that's how I will answer that question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much, Mr. Nape. Let's go to Madam Claudia. Madam Claudia,
Hello.
I'm gonna make Mr. Newman tell us today again. You got 3 questions, ma'am.
Oh, good, great. All right, so all right, sorry about
Okay, good.
that. My neighbors were yelling. All right, so Mr. Nippy, we're getting too comfortable with using the word war. You know, in conflict, it's not about war at all the time. Sometimes it could be a lot of other things. So I would like for you to um, use another word. What could be the outcome if we were to not agree to disagree, other than using the word war? That's one of my questions. Because Liberians don't really know the differences between conflict and other chaotic, things that come with disagreeing. Now, when it comes to the border, being Liberia getting one side, Guinea having one side, and then being boundary by the river, do you think, like a lot of Liberians said, we wrong Guinea? Because when you talk about illegal sand mining, or
Mm-hmm.
literally just going in the river to plant dynamites, maybe to fish, there's some things that the fishery companies and stuff do in the
Mm-hmm.
river that the government does not agree of. And sometimes the citizens can decide to make their own citizens arrest. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say Guinea military were doing that. Here you have our borderline and their borderline, but the river now is literally for the river. It's for the fishes. It's for
Mm-hmm.
whatever is in the water. And we come and start mining sand. They come and say stop. And in order to have us listen to what they said, they put a flag there to say, okay, once we put a flag here, maybe they'll be afraid to mine. So my question is, were we wrong that even caused this chaos to even still extend this long period of time? Do you think that the actions of us mining, allegedly mining sand within a river, could have led to them making their decision to do a citizen inquiry or a citizen action? That's my second question. And my third question is, are you sure this has only happened twice? Because from other, even the very Grand Jita where Top FM is sitting right now, they're having a lot of land dispute along their borders with Ivory Coast. We have stories coming out of corpse days on weeks later being found when a little child crosses over to cut palm, things that they eat, mainly farming things.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they get kidnapped, sometimes they're mobbed like rogues, mob justice, so forth and so on. So when you say it only happened twice, are you saying that it only happened twice where the media made it to be so big, or it only literally happened twice? Are there land disputes along the border? When you talk about the whole Mano River, is this something that affects not just Lofa, not just Grand Jita, but other places that share borders with other countries, even Sierra Leone? Because you got to look at Sam Darby, right within Cape Mount. They were
Mm-hmm.
having such dispute. They were given 27 acres of land. The government allegedly deceived them and gave them, let's say, a little bit over 15 acres.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to acquire their own, they had to acquire the acres that they signed the contract for by literally like brushing every day, every night, and acquiring the land forcefully. So do you
Mm-hmm.
think that that is what is happening in this situation? So that's my third question.
Well, I will just sum up that those 3 questions into one bucket, and that bucket has to do with boundaries. We are bounded by Liberia is bounded. We sit right in the center of Guinea and Ivory Coast and Sierra Leone in the west. One in the east, one in the upper north. As soon as you leave from Gegedu, Fragana, and Zadekole, you're right in Guinea. Especially around the Foya Solomba region where the Liberian Produce Company had a palm operation. Here is the catch-20 problem. When you and your neighbor have a boundary dispute, it should be amicably resolved. We have the Mano River between us and Sierra Leone, and the specificity of my answer was restricted to Guinea. The question was asked if there are how many times it has been with Guinea. So I could not dwell into Sierra Leone. Of course, with Samuel Doe, the same thing happened. And President Doe closed that border. And Shaka Stevens said, God, the man is Doe. Doe closed the door. Doe will open them. But on the ground, they had a diplomatic engagement, constant engagement. And what did we realize? We realized that the Guinean border was opened. The same thing happened in Ivory Coast because he didn't bring up Ivory Coast. San Pedro, Ganyua, all those areas are ours. But the Kavala River is so strategically, has so strategically divided from the Kipama side to the Ivory Coast side to be Ivory Coast people own the land, and on their side to be ours. But if you go to the River Dissou, around the 18-something, the French people were the one that caused this problem. They divided the land so much so that Ivory Coast had a big portion of our land, Guinea had a portion of our land, and then when the British people came, they did the same thing to us. So we're like a whipping boy. But Liberians have always been people of peace. At each of those instances, the leadership of the country will amicably resolve it. Not because that we don't want to go to war, because might makes no right. So Liberia has been there to be the guy with wisdom. The guy with wisdom to make sure that we cannot fight our neighbor and kill our citizens. Then we come back after more than 2,000, like in the Liberian civil crisis. We did not understand the dynamics of a civil war. We went there listening to BBC, listening to Robin White, listening to Elizabeth Brunt. At the end of the day, human beings were littered as if you had cut several palm trees or several other trees. They could have done it a simple way, and we would not have killed. And I think that information from the United Nations was suppressed. The counting. I think the people that died in Liberia were more than 500,000 people, because all over the country could not have been 200-something or 50,000 persons. Are we going towards the same thing? No, we should not go. So I think to answer your question, diplomacy is the way to go about it, because it has happened with Guinea, it has happened with Ivory Coast. And let me quickly bring in something. To neutralize the configuration of the border stuff, President Totman called Houphouët-Boigny. In fact, he went to Houphouët-Boigny and they formed the Houphouët-Boigny and Totman Friendship Association. And when that association was formed or organized, we heard nothing about border business again. Ivorians used to come to Liberia. They stay for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. They made Liberia their home. Liberians used to go to Ivory Coast. And so the thing was amicably solved. This situation can be amicably resolved by using the tools in the diplomatic box, which I am grateful to the president. He has been able to do, but they just need to continue. It's just like a little soul. If you start scratching the soul gets wider and wider and wider because it gets infected. And when it gets infected, you cannot use telemedicine to cure it. So we don't need, and we need to just be talking. Let's talk. Rapprochement is the way to go. Continue talking, positive engagement, gentle engagement, talking sending emissary, talking to people, and then eventually you will see the border thing will be erased. Because the water, Makoni, and not only Makoni, you have 3 rivers. You have the Nadia, you have the Mane. So that the Makona, the Nadia, and and all of these rivers, they are interestingly between the 3 Mano River countries. So if we don't manage this one well, the other one will come up. Like we understand Guinea did with the Sierra Union, but they had to quickly resolve it. So that's how I will answer that question, or your 3 questions.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. I just wanted to make a statement. You said that the only way this could be resolved is if we just keep talking. But like I said, talking is just talk. It seems to appear that those living within these borderlines are mischievously engaging in things that could incite another country. Because has Guinea done it to us before? Have we had to chase behind them before, or chase them off our land and stuff like that? So do you think the government should try more better to have dialogues along the border involving farmers and fishermen and other things like that? I mean, do you really think that Liberians could just try to restrain from just causing any kind of intimidation towards any other country like Guinea?
Not only Guinea, but Sierra Leone. Not only Sierra Leone, but Ivory Coast. We have to refrain from those things because I recall the Ministry of Information just put up a press release asking those who are doing sand mining. Sand mining could be diamond mining because the water contains a whole lot of mineral resources. They should stop. They should stop. The only thing to do here is to recognize the legal obligation of both countries or the 3 countries. If you go to mine, you let the Sierra Leone know. It's just like the portion of Nima Mountain that the Guineans and Liberia have a joint agreement for. There's a second part where Guinea will use the railroad to come to Buchanan, etc. So they can do the same thing. Instead of you hold my shirt sleeve and I hold your neck and then we start fighting. It will be a bloody bath. So again, the best formula for this is diplomacy. Engagement, gentle engagement, not aggressive engagement to provoke the situation. Because one person is provoking it. So what do? You have to recluse yourself from that agitation and gently approach the matter. Besides the 3 countries, certainly, you have the ECOWAS community. It can be raised at the level of the ECOWAS community, but this is not the time because it's a matter that can be solved amongst the 3 friends or the 3 leaders of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. Napier. We'll now go to Mr. George H. Newbo for his question. Mr. Newbo, you're muted. Mr. Newbo?
Let me see if I can get a handle on myself. Thank you, Honorable Nippy. You have made some good points here. But when it comes to the war era, The 250,000 people you are disputing, George Numo is the architect of that in a perspective. There was some mathematics put into it, and the international community bought it to do the estimate of the people that were killed during the Liberian civil crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And George Numo is the architect of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend in Norway who and myself always fight, He say, "Oh, you lie to the people, this and that." No, I said, "How many people die?" And you can't tell me. So that's it. But we have to be serious about the Guinea issue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are getting lot of different information, pieces of information. I saw the video. I was telling ACHIE about it. The guy said, in a video, he said this man here, his last name, I think his last name is Falah.
Mm-hmm.
He was there when George Weah was in power.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a sand mining contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's on Facebook now. I don't know how real it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they say, when Joe Biden came to power, he was doing projects in the same area. He applied and he was rejected.
Mm-hmm.
And he going to the Kisi people on the other side and say, they are doing mining in the river.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I heard today. I don't know how true it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we, the Liberian people,
Mm-hmm.
we have to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We don't, somebody told me today, say the information minister said, oh, you want us to go to war? No, we getting, so why you can't put your armor on and come on board
Mm-hmm.
to go to the border? Those are not solutions.
Mm-hmm.
It means that the information minister sounded like the same man who are from CDC who are talking about the border issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we, the Kura Hills, Liberians, we need to come together and find solution to our problems. I mean, I sound cool tonight. Maybe Archie is surprised, and what have you? Because every night I'm very hot, but I sound cool tonight. So thank you for your presentation, and welcome to Back to Differ. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want, if you don't have a question, I want to ask a question. Mr. Nippy, you heard Mr. Nuba saying he was the one who whipped up that 250,000 number.
Mm-hmm.
The international community, and now it has been archived as the official number of people in Liberia during our civil conflict.
Mm-hmm.
You said that we could be looking at anything around 500,000. That doubled the number. That doubles the number. What would you? What if we were to lay it into your number? What would you be? What will be the indicator? What will be the driver of your numbers?
Well, I'm not an engineer as Honorable Noble is, and I respect his figure. But if we have 15 counties and NPFL presence was not only assumed to have been there, but rather they were present. So if we're saying 150,000, 250,000 persons,
yes,
I don't know whether we are talking about 15,000 persons hypothetically in those areas, or 16,000 persons, because 16,000 even by 10 will be 160,000 people. And he knows the mathematical formula that they use. But I was taking my estimation from a layman's point of view as I crossed from Painesville over to Glable where I met with One Man One. And the river was filled with human beings that it could not move. My assumption, therefore, from that point of view, would be right in that river there might have been a little more than 10 or 15,000 persons. I credit the information of the United Nations. I am not disputing it. But I feel justified to say I think the figure should have been a little more, because people were littered all in the forest. Did the United Nations go into those areas to check them? No, they didn't. But again, it is a figure that has been accepted by the international community.
yes.
I was just saying, I suspect. Now, when you suspect something, it doesn't mean to say you were saying in actuality that what it is. I suspect the figure could be more than 250,000. It could be perhaps twice that amount.
Thank you very much, Nepe. Mr. Nepe. Oh, all the UN panels of experts that traveled to Liberia during the war, I talked to all of them.
Okay.
And I told them who to talk to when they went to Liberia. I'm talking about during Charles Taylor era now.
Yeah, that were the figures a minute.
Okay. And let's get back to the figure. Ahaji Kruman called me, we argue. Ahaji Kruman said the figure was exorbitant. I said, prove it. And he could not prove it. So, no, I stick to it. We say that the people that left Liberia, the refugees, there was 700,000 that left Liberia and went to the neighboring countries or came to the Western world. There were 700,000. And that figure no statistic. And the people you are talking about, the people that were on the how they call it, boat challenge, the leaking boat that no country wanted to accept. We talk about those issues. And at those times, we were, the perspective was a cake on a block. And all over the world, we preach for Liberia. A lot of people, I mean, some people send me, or those days, some people send me communication say you would never know how many Liberians you have helped. Your publication. I know, but I'm not here to boast. It's because you talk about the number of people that were killed in the conflict. That why I wanted to respond, but no, it is arguable. I mean, you're is not a solution man. The man who has the solution to every Liberian issue. So no, I thank you. But we gotta bring you back. The reason you are to be brought back is something that you did perfectly. I ask you a question. You talk all your big book, and I say put it in a regular Liberian issue or English. I was very impressed. And that's why you will become a staple on the show here.
Thank you, sir.
All the Lofa, Lamakoma issue, all these things we're talking about, we will ask you to summarize it. Hey, my wife is from Basagisia. I'm from Pibo. ACHIE is from Kolomo district. And
No.
Where you from? Call your place. Now. You okay? ACHIE is from Monrovia because every Liberian is from Monrovia.
No, ACHIE is from Zai Town.
Okay, Zai. What district?
Kavala district, I said.
Okay, Kavala district.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's trying to straighten out everything because I accuse him of saying that he's from Monrovia. So, every Liberian here in the U.S. is from Monrovia, Mr. Nippet. And so we want the way you impressed me that day. When I say, put it in our own language. And I don't know why you are not with Ome. So we'll keep you here.
All right.
We'll keep you here. All the trouble that went on, and you summarize it, and you break it down for some of us to understand it, because some people come on the show here, they're speaking some English, and I can't understand it.
All right, sir.
Mr. Nubo, I want to get Mr. Nippet's view on this.
You want to get what?
I want to get Mr. Nippet's view on this.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Thank you so I thank you, and that is the end of my statement.
Well, actually, before we come in with a question or whatever, let me say thank you to Mr. Ndubo. Elijah Johnson said, for 20 long years, I've sought a home here I found one, and here I will stay.
Yes.
In that context, I'm with you.
Thank you.
So I will stay with you.
Thank you so much.
Perfecto.
Thank you. And we are so over the top about that because you bring so much value and so much nuance to the platform.
And,
Here's my question.
And no. Before you come with a question.
Go ahead.
I convinced Mr. Nepe to be here as a simple English or Liberian English man. So
Mm-hmm.
Our friend, the veteran friends.
The veteran Smith, the journalist, the brother Kato. Where is he now?
Yeah. So, Mr. Nippy, I was taken aback, and Mr. Nuba asked a question, but I think because he didn't emphasize it, so you didn't really catch it. But I want to bring it back again because it's very important. The spokesman of our government, Mr. Jeremy Pia, says something today that is very telling. And I think it was out of the norm. And I really want to get your view on this. He said, those of us who are saying that the government is not doing anything about the security crisis at the border, we should pick up our arms and go to the border and go do something. Is that wealthy? Is that statement worthy of a spokesperson of a government to a people that are wary about their safety and the safety of their country?
Mm-hmm. Well, I that's why people should be careful. He is the government spokesman. I don't know the basis for which he had to use such a language. Because one must be careful with the usage of language. Because words are like pan cannons. When you throw them out, it is difficult for you to bring them back. And you can compare the statement that we make to a Ripley effect. That's why you have to be cautious how you speak and what you say. It's like a pebble. If you put it into the water, that Ripley effects are going all over the water. You say, oh, I just chunk one little stone, yo. But that one stone you chunk can touch other environment. What does that mean? I did not listen to him, but I credit the fact that you had listened, and so you brought it forward. When you are speaking, you have an audience, a one, two, or more persons who may serve as your or be your audience. When we speak from Liberia, the former French Guinean president is listening. And when our official spokesman says something of that kind, for me, from a security perspective, is not right, is not proper. Because what I would tell the Guinean, the president's colleague, is that Liberians are mustering civilians to come to the border to fight. And that will cause them to be in readiness. So I think in due time, the Minister of Information, Culture and Tourism will see reason to retract. And I think the timeliness of that retraction of the statement will do us more good than the harm that will be anticipated from the Guinean side. Because it's like if you have rice in the farmer, and the group of people are there, and you are finding the rest, what obtained in that process is that all the dust from that rice is going to the people. And they will say, oh, but how can you find your rice and you're wasting the dust on us? Agitation ensues, conflict comes about, and then sometimes the conflict cannot be managed. So I think in due time, Honorable Jeremy Pierre will officially retract that statement. That's all I will say for now.
Do you think he should be reprimanded?
Well, it is left with the president, because the president is the appointing official, and he serves as at his will and pleasure. I should not be quick to say he should be reprimanded, but if in the wisdom of the president it should be done, the president cannot be questioned.
Okay. Councilor Day, you got any further question or comment?
Yes, before I make my comment, I just want to add Honorable Nepe from a security perspective.
Okay.
And Honorable Nepe?
Yes, Council.
All right. I think, if I'm mistaken, 2004, the international community, along with our government, disbanded our entire armed forces defense system and recruited a new sort of army. My question is, and let me get it right. Have we done enough since 2004 to build a credible and modern defense force? Have we?
I would say yes, and I would say no. Yes, to the extent of the availability of the funds, the government of Liberia. Mind you, we had three administrations.
Yeah.
Twice the tenure of Mrs. Sirleaf. One time, His Excellency George Manawia. And now you have His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boaka. So if you take it from the time Her Excellency Madam Sirleaf was president, I think there were a lot of work were put into place for not only the army, but the police, the army, and the security sector to be revitalized. The strength of each of the forces, especially the Liberian National Police and the army, would have been a little more than what the current size is. I think the government realizes that. I think the Ministry of Defense is working on that to ensure that that a potential or a number that is capable of withstanding anything that comes across our border, internally or at the border, for them to do what they need to be done. And the same is with the police. The police, I'm sure, like I said the other day, the budget of the police, if they say both the police and the army, if they say they want $10, police want $5, army want $10, the president is magnanimous to improve upon that figure. The legislators should not play with national security budget. They should not. They should not. Because they themselves need to be saved. You cannot play with national security budget, underpin it, and you expect for the country to be saved. Every country, any country for that matter, they don't play with their national security budget. They don't play with their medical budget. They don't play with their agriculture budget, because all of those pieces are embodiment of national security. When your children don't have food, you worry. when your son is sick, and everything is hinged on medical. If the country is to thrive, the security of its people comes first in terms of protection. So if the police want something in the budget, they should be given that. I am sure the president having viewed this scenario, the defense minister having seen what is obtaining, they will go and sit down and say, look, we need to raise the strength. If the army is 2,000, say, all right, we need to raise the strength of the army to 15,000. If the police is 5,000, say we need to raise the strength of the police to 8,000. And apportion them across the 15 counties in Liberia. That will be a logical way of considering and minimizing any of these kind of problems in the future.
All righty.
Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Day, you want to come back or you?
No, let me just say this exactly like my question is premised upon our territorial integrity have been challenged by foreign forces crossing into our land, because I believe that because of the strength of our army, I believe they have seen the weakness of our army, because it all derived from the 2004 disbandment of the entire army, without leaving some of the veterans or experts that will complement those current recruits. So we pray that, as you said, the need for budgetary allotment as well, so that our army may be like an army of force. Because that's.
But if I may interject, with your permission, if I may just interject, I think training is ongoing.
Okay.
Because the training of our army is centered around security, and you cannot be in the newspaper or on the print media and say we're training the army, or we're training the army, and raise alarm. So I'm sure the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of National Defense, as the nomenclature speaks, is on course with revitalizing, strengthening the armed forces of Liberia. Because if you go back into history, the question is, why did our territory go to Guinea? And now they are giving us problems. Why did our territory go to Sierra Leone, go to the Ivory Coast? The primary reason there was we had no standing army. Based on that, contingent on the fact that we had no standing army, the Liberian Frontier Force was organized. They used to wear short khaki trousers with short sleeve shirt, their boots, like scoreboard, with their face hat, with something like a berry, with the string coming down. And then the American, I forgot his full name, Captain Johnson, they call him. And where the executive mansion stands today is where he had his headquarters. And it was during his tenure of service of the American Army that the armed forces of Liberia was formed. You see, so that a situation of this magnitude cannot happen. But do you put them at the border and an aggressor comes in? You got to think about what will happen. So when you face the plow now, when everything is settled, then you can have those positions manned by military personnel. And if you go back into medieval history, and that was exactly why China decided, because of aggression, every time encroachment, China decided to build the China Wall all around China. Am I suggesting that the same thing obtains in the Liberian case? If it is possible, it can be man by man. You have various battalions in the country. So battalion is 1,000 men. So you can have 15,000 men in those areas. 1,000 in Sando, 1,000 in Grand GEDEH, 1,000 in Putu, 1,000 all over to arrest this kind of situation before they start. Secondarily, the immigration has to be present. Even in the great United States of America, they're talking about their border. They have the presence of this immigration. And this is why I say holistically, the national security budget cannot be streamlined, should not be streamlined, must not be reduced. If in the determination of the Minister of Justice, I mean not justice, defense, national defense, they need 20 million to do all of these little things. They shouldn't be caught by the legislator and say, oh, why you want 20 million for? We'll give you 15 million. Because when you do that 15 million there, it's like a man who can eat one cup of rice and you give him one cold spoon. He's now going to be filled. The job will not be done. In the context of that, you must give the people what they need.
Well, Mr. Nippet, I quickly want to come back with a question. Maybe it will bring for what you just said.
Please do. That's the purpose of my person here.
You talk about not reducing the Army's budget, and I'm in agreement with you. I'm totally in agreement with you. But let's be cynical here. Let's be a little critical here, a little bit. It's almost like we are choosing to turn the cheek, when we know that the Army has not been defunded, nor has not been underfunded. The Army has been corrupted. Under Ellen, forget about under Ellen. Under what's his name? Taylor, President Taylor. When he came in 1997, there was an agreement with ECOWAS where the Army was supposed to be reorganized. He disagreed with that. He brought up the Starter Forces Agreement that took ECOWAS out of Liberia, and thanks to the late what's the name? The LP funder, you forgot his name. Anyway, Brunskin, Councillor Brunskin, he brought that up, and ECOWAS left Liberia. So that was one of the neglects that the AFL experienced. Under Ellen, fast forward under Ellen, she came in, and like the councillor said, they disbanded the military, the Army, and it was supposed to bring up a whole new military out of that. Stand it up so that it become a reflection of who we are, a country and a culture based on our ethnic division. I mean, to put a lot of language in there, like just swear your hair when you read it, and to put the money in there too. Let me be clear with that. But then again, that system, that process was corrupted. So, Mr. Nipping, what I'm driving at is that it's not that money has not been put into the process to turn the Liberian military into what it's supposed to be. It is the actors themselves who has not lived up to the promise that was made to the military. This is why we find ourselves in a very deplorable condition. And I agree with the council when he said Guinea is doing it because Guinea know our military strength. One of the battalions can even get rid of all our entire military. We don't have the hardware. Guinea has the Russian helicopter. Those very powerful helicopters. And Dumia was boasting with it when you're sending your armies to the front. The guy is armed to the teeth. And he knows Liberia is no match to him. So you see where I'm coming from, Mr. Nippet. This has been a progressive decline with the military from one administration to the other. So it is not that we have not, the military has not been funded. It's that the military has been corrupted. People are stealing from the military. They have not lived up to the promises of the military. And today we are reaping that. How'd you call it? A negative effect. I just wanted to say that. If you have any comment, I would appreciate it.
Well, how do I measure that? What do I say when it comes to corruption, which is endemic in our society? But I think that there is a workable panacea that can be put into the framework of divorcing the people from eating the money. For instance, you talk about helicopters. If the government of Liberia approach friendly government for training, send our people to be trained as pilots, aircraft pilots, aircraft mechanics, and what have you, and speak to the friendly government, say we want, you have trained our people on MiG or MAG 10. Please give us 2. I am sure the people will be generous and say, all right. To cocktail all of this kind of problem in the future, we're not going to give you 2, we'll give you 10. Will the Minister of Defense be able to eat the 10? No, you can't eat it because the material, the asset, you cannot do anything with the asset. Why? Because you have the human resource and you have the complement, which is the asset, to go along and to do the job. Because I agree with the point that you made, it is not only RPG alone. The men trying to fly over your head and bumping all over, you ain't got nothing to fight with. So for one bomb would decimate all your people. I agree with you. This is why I said the government of Liberia, I am 100% sure. And the reason why I'm 100% sure is I have worked with this man before at LPMC. I'm not in his mind, but I have seen what he's capable of doing. We had a problem of how to dry produce. Produce were coming to Liberia, coming out of the farm, precisely rice. Coming in, some of the rice were not dry. So what did he do? He approached Conskill. And Conskill was able to bring in silos. Then they sent it to Agriculture Ministry. And when Dr. Toh and the others came on board, that plan was there. So what did they do? They implemented the plan. So at Ganta Estate, Banga Estate, Lofa Estate, VCM, respectively, we have silos. So if you boil your rice there, we not only put it in the silos, we will mill the rice, have the rest stored, put them into bag. So from that experience, I am sure he's working with his people now. This is like a family, governance starts from the family. Decisions to be made are not brought to the attention of the children. The mother and the father will jump over that, beat each other. Okay, then they come and then they call the children together and say, look, this is what we want to do. This is how we're going to do it. This is why we're going to do it. And I disagree with those who are on the talk show and saying the government of Liberia should have been aggressive. No. Aggression is not the way forward. Aggression is not the way forward. Especially when you're meeting with somebody. We've been in the rebel business, so we use guerrilla tactics. But the man on the other side is also a trained guerrilla. So that two gorillas are gonna meet, and what will happen? The crash will suffer. This is why the president and his team are very careful in threading the diplomatic needle, which at the end of the day will serve a useful purpose, as I said the other time. So the government is looking at all of those things. The government is looking at all of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's good. Hopefully they are really doing that. But we got to go beyond, the fun talk, and we got to start seeing actual results. And it has to be, like you said, to make, helicopters, the tank, the Abrams tank, we got to just change the way we deal with our partners. I don't like to use our phrase partners because we're not partners. Partner gave it a wrong connotation. You think you're equal, but we are not. But I think that we got to develop a new way of dealing with them. And I like the way you phrase it. Today to train you, and they want to give you the equipment to use it. They will give you one today. Tomorrow they might come out and give you 10. And that augment your strength. I'd agree with you. I don't think two people can be right when they come at each other. One has to have a cooler hair. And in this case, Liberia is proceeding in that direction, being the older person in the room, which we are. Like I said, Dumia is a young guy, young military guy, bored by his Western backers, the France, probably America, who knows. And so he's flexing his military muscles in the region because he feels that he cannot be, punished for that. So, but we got to understand that and then deal with it as it is. We are just coming out of war. We don't want to go back into war. We want to make sure our people are economically taken care of, financially built, because we have suffered so much. So much. We have suffered so much. Mr. Nippet, I really want to thank you for answering to the call, for being here tonight. Mr. Nubo, if you don't have any question for Mr. Nippet, I want to ask him, to summarize the topic of tonight and give his parting comments, and then we'll call it a night. Mr. Nubo, are you there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So if you don't have any question or comments, I'm going to ask Mr. Nippet to summarize and then just give his parting comments.
Yeah, I do not have any question.
Okay.
And I want our new simple English, Waterside English chief or professor to summarize everything here tonight that we discuss.
Thank you very much. If I may come in. My people, flower not good. Flower. When somebody picking for with you, sometimes you step back. You hear the other people say, oh, you run away, you run away. But it's better for you to step back and run away than to go with a bloody face. Dating here is about drinking water. I remember those days we used to go to government pump. You carry your bucket, the other man carry your bucket. If you're not careful, You get one hell of a blow and you not draw the water. So what we used to do, some of us who are smart, when a man want be us, say, be better, draw your water. When you finish drawing my water, yeah, my pocket, yeah, my put my own there, yeah. So they think, yeah, not problem business, not first business, because when you make first, especially your horse, your front door, the horse that the man back door. And they horses, they think low like 3 horses in the same area. One man get be all, get sausage here and there. And one be all, and one be a 2 friend. So you cannot follow those children and go to your friend say you want to throw blow. Because when you start to throw blow, the children in the 2 horses or the 3 horses, they will get wounded. Then you start looking for money now to carry them to hospital. Some of them will stitch their head. Some of them, their foot will get broken. Some of them, their teeth will move in their mouth. So the problem that their water. A Liberian want to do something on that water, let them tell the Guinea people. My friend Kawo, Mr. White man, Mr. Red man, Mr. Chinese man can say want to do business here. Can. The money that coming out of it at $10. After expenses, they make all the expenses. Then we get to $6. You take your $3, or I take my $3. There will not be any force. What bringing the problem is from our side, we get somebody. And what do I say? What it may I say so? The thing why made me say the thing here because the government, the men will talk, the town crier for the government, say to the people on the water, you don't make no water business. It's not coming from the Guinea people's side. It's coming from our side. You will not do no saying there again. And the play where saying that the play go the play where go the big brother diamond there. So the Guinea people say, but me and you can't have the thing that you want, is you're eating it. When you come to law, the right, because the on the right side, it get out the head. You get your right hand, you get your left hand. It on the body. So anything that happening to the body, the right hand will know about it. The left hand will know about it. When you hold it hitting you that the river, the whole body will suffer. And thank God we get a big man in our own country, it gets sense. And the foreign minister, she says she's a smart woman. He pulled the thing together and said, let go, they matter here, my wife can't go to talk the flower here. So they went. They go to Guinea, but sometime before the work can read down to the small man who will cause the problem, it'll take time. So that's why I think the people what they sign people, they say, we don't want fight, we want big peace. We want our people to come from Guinea, they come to Liberia, come make their market. We want our people from Liberia go to Guinea, they go buy things there. We don't want peace. I mean, we don't want war, we want peace. So our people, because we got people, Mandingo people in Liberia, Mandingo people in Guinea. Kio people, Mana people in Liberia, Mana people in Guinea. Kisi people in Liberia, Kisi people in Guinea. Loma people in Liberia, Loma people in Guinea. So, the Loma men fighting, 2 Kisi men fighting. No. Our president is a smart man. Let's give the government chance. Let them talk to the people. In the Liberia, where we say, suffer, catch monkey. The monkey were jumping up and down. You got to go suffer so you can catch the monkey. But if you go hurry to the monkey, you want jump like the monkey, we will bust our traffic. What I mean by that, when we take soya, we put it to that border. When Liberia turn fine and take soya and put it to the border, when the problem is solved. For the people to know, say, I bring in my son here, your son will be across the water, my son and daughter will be across the water. Okay, we agree. Bring your son and daughter, I will bring my son and daughter. That's a common understanding. But with all that understanding, with all that talking there, and they agree, when Liberia turn full, and because of the yobo, on spoon tall, the people not doing anything, and they carry soya to that place there, will wear the same dirty trashy that Mr. Charity up on our part. They one will be worse. They one will be worse. Because the man you come to fight, our old man, he's just old man. He ain't got the strength to fight young boy. So we will be behind if our old man go in front and he not willing to fight, but he want make friend, let us support him. Let us support him. Give him the kind of advice he need to do. Call your friend, then he come to our home. Eat small tobagi or palm butter. Then he eat small fufu. Then he sleep in our house. Then the next day, they take him to our other friend place and make him feel happy. Dortmund did it. With Hoover Boy, they had a friendship organization. Dortmund did it with Sekou Touré. Do did it with Conte. The same thing can happen. But flour, they make gasoline on your head, and then you say you got a fire in your hand. The two of you will point. Because when the gasoline say, "Pow," you will get a fire, the man will get a gas, all of you will point. So that's why I just want to tell our people and tell the people on spoon talk. Don't push fire. Don't push fire. Stop pushing fire. The president not doing this. And if they forget to know access, good father, you don't tell everything to your children. Because there are certain things when you tell your children, they will be afraid. Some of them will run away from the house. You don't want that to happen. So Paulo, keep everything fair until you see everything already. Say, oh, my children, you know what happened the other day? I was doing so thing. I didn't want to tell you. But the power between me and Mr. David, Mr. Moroba, Mr. Johnson, my Mary, my Annie, the power finish. And you see my Annie here the other day, then everybody will be happy. So I want to thank you all for listening to me. We need our brother them. Mandingo people in Liberia, Fula people in Liberia, Fula people in Sierra Leone, Fula people in Mandingo people in Sierra Leone, and they are in Guinea. So we are all one people. We can go to the Palawa Hall and we solve it. My last thing I want to talk to you all is there was a man, what they call Nelson Mandela. They put him in jail for 27 years. God bless him, he king. That are white people now. When he free, he say, me and the white people will eat on the same table. His own black man and another man who pee on his head. He called them when in the restaurant and say, y'all can't let eat. That how people don't make peace. How temple can't carry this thing here. The crewman say, Jack Raja carry it and it spoiled it. But Jopo, where the white man called gentleness, he carry it and win. That's all I want to say to y'all. Y'all, thank you very much. Yeah?
That is very perfect.
Thank you.
Very
Oh my
good.
gosh. You got me cracking up until I'm tearing up.
You need to be here every day. And before our listeners go to sleep, maybe when we introduce the topic, you need to explain it to them,
Okay.
and then they ask questions.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
a good speaker in our tradition is a speaker that comes with parables,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what you are doing.
Amen.
And that's why I'm behind ACHIE for you to be a staple on the show here.
Thank you.
You are eloquent man. You are a traditional man. I mean, some of the things you say here, I can't even come to 25% of what you are doing here. So no, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys. It's been a wonderful time spent, and the time is 5 to 1 a.m. in Liberia.
Whoa.
Yes. Councilor Day, let get your parting comments, sir. And thanks for the commitment. I mean, since you came on the show, you are not even
Right.
You've been on true.
Thank you very much, Andrew. And I also like to commend our guests, most especially the simple English versions.
Yes.
I believe our people here understand it well, and they know that the best solution to this crisis at the border is about finding amicable solution other than crying on the government to instigate war, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So from the president remark yesterday, we see that he want to take away that he will find an amicable solution with his counterpart to resolve this issue. And as Mr. Nepe put it, I think this will be the best solution for us. One, we do not have the military might. Two, he's our neighbor and we all are interrelated. So the solution is for us not to create crisis, but for us to find a solution through the negotiation or diplomacy. So I want to say thank you. I joined the veteran that Honorable Ndepe should be a panelist on this show so that we'll also benefit from the folklore knowledge. So thank you. Thank you very much.
And Council,
Yeah.
let me piggyback on something you know, in 1972, I had the pleasure of playing football in Guinea.
Okay.
And I think some of the players I play with, they are there.
Oh.
There are various mechanics that we can use to bring this thing here to an end. Those of you who are legal scholars can explore the avenue. If I were to come, I can assemble Papa Kamara in Julia Petit Suri, Usman Tolo Petit Bangali, Bankali Sila, if they are all alive.
Wow.
And then I remember a Dumuya, I still remember a Dumuya came to Hotel Buizia during the tenure of President Ahmed Sékou Touré to congratulate me. He was a soldier man. I don't know whether this Dumuya was in the army or it is the Dumuya that came, whether he is the same person. But there are various mechanics that can be deployed. Various
Okay.
I don't know what's What's going on now?
That's why when Archie called me, I told Archie, when it comes to Liberia, be it raining, be it in the night, I'll do anything that I can do.
Thank you, sir.
But Honorable Nippy, before you leave.
All right, we got 2 minutes.
No, let me ask the last question.
You told me something I don't want to say. We got 2 minutes. Because it's 2 to 1 a.m. in Liberia.
Okay, but let me ask the last question.
Okay.
We play. Senegal play. I think Morocco.
Mm-hmm.
And they awarded penalty to Morocco, and Senegalese team walked off the pitch, and they came back. Morocco kicked the penalty, and they missed it, and the game went on, and Senegal won the African Cup of Nations. And 2 months later, they want to take, they have decided to take
they don't want to, they already done so.
From Senegal.
Yeah.
What is your take on it?
Well, I do not know the legal parameters, whether there were the rules that if anything walks off the field, whether you won the trophy or not, it will be given to the
if you walk off,
I don't.
Okay, if you walk off the field, that is against the rule. And that game is to be, I think it was 1-1 at that time. That game was to be given to Morocco. And Senegalese team came back. And they kicked the penalty. Senegal saved the penalty. And they played. And Senegal scored a goal. The winning goal. And 2 months later, they are saying that they're taking a trophy back to Morocco, not from Senegal, not to Senegal. They are taking it from Senegal to Morocco.
Well,
to me, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, in the Liberian history, I think it was Long John Peter that said that having sold your land and accepted payment, you have to give the pioneers the land. And if I come back down the coast and I hear any agitation, I will cut out your throat, as I did with the King George or sometime during my visit. What does that mean? Senegal won the tournament. Senegal should not have given that cup back.
Yes.
If they did that, then they sold their birthright.
They did.
The money can't be in my pocket. You can't take that money out of my pocket. Yeah. If the rules were that, because I and Dr. Fode Krumah organized, I was the chairman of the Liberia Football Organizing Committee in 1991-92. We converged at LEC, and I was made the chairman of the Planning and Secretarial Committee. I had a meeting with General Bowen, Hezekiah Bowen, to reclaim the stadium. I played the tournament right in the BDC.
Big football fan. I just want to add Mr. Napier. Huge football fan.
Yeah. And that's how the Anthony Todman Stadium was reclaimed. Because my philosophy was, in the midst of chaos, my people will be divided. But if we singing song and playing some game, my people will come together. And football is a harmonizing tool when conflict ensues. between people. And so that's how we got the Anthony Totman Stadium to be functioning, and people came when we sent him to Banga, and people start coming, and today we got peace in our country. You see, so a lot of things can be done to neutralize this whole conflict. Sports is one of them. Sports is one of them. The leaders, yes. Diplomatically, yes. Other presidents can come. Liberia has always been that fertile soil where African diplomacy thrives. Liberia is the founder of the Organization of African Unity, which has morphed to AU. So, with that understanding, therefore, Liberia will not see anybody who want to aggress upon this territory and say, we want to go to the Mosaic law, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Liberia will draw back and play the same techniques and mechanics that made it to be widely known, widely accepted throughout Africa. And today we have an Organization of African Unity. Talbot saw the same vision, and that's how he came up with the Mano River Union. Eventually, they elevated it to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. So we are talented on the coast of West Africa or in Africa. We are very smart and gifted people. And we can use those tools that God endowed us with to control, to direct, reflect, divert, and destroy any mechanics of aggression. Because we have the tools in the arsenal of Liberian diplomacy. When I was being trained by the United Nations, we had Dr. Moses Deborah, Moses Ebenezer Deborah from Ghana. He was the Ghanaian first ambassador near Monrovia. And he was one of those that were training us. And I have a poem that I wrote in the manual that we wrote. And he told us, he said, I have come back to give to Liberia what they gave me. I came to Liberia as an ambassador of the Republic of Ghana, and I learned a whole lot of tools. So I have come back to give to Liberia what they gave me. So Liberia is not a small country, and we are not small people. We marshaled the independence of all of the African nations. Because Totman said the emancipation of Liberia is meaningless unless the whole of Africa is freed. But they took that and gave it to the other Liberian man who took that language. And I always say Kwame Nkrumah plagiarized Totman's voice. I mean, his wordings. And he carried and say, Ghana independence is meaningless. Yeah.
Mr. Nipe, I'm a Pan-Africanist. And I'm a Garveyite.
You are Marcus Garvey.
Yes, I'm a
We
Garveyite.
are all Pan-Africanists. But when you talk about Pan-Africanism, it was not Nkrumah. It was William Vakanara Shadrach Totman.
Okay.
Otherwise, OAU would not have come into being and morphosed into African Union. Why do I say so?
Okay.
In 1957, there was this famous Sanikwele conference in Nimba County. Present there were Kwame Nkrumah and Meseke Toure when Totman made those remarks.
Okay. Mr. Nipe, I want to come in.
No, Mr. Nipe, before you come in, please. I want to
I
say
wanted to ask you about a Casablanca group and a
we
Morovia
will,
group.
The Casablanca group comprises of Morovia and the other people, and they said because Morovia stood into the environment of not having a unified Africa. That was not the case. If Tottenham didn't want to have it.
If you can just, I just want to say one thing quick, and then we'll get back to the conversation. Councilor Day, you are free to leave, my friends. It's 1:08 a.m. to you there.
Thank you.
Yes.
If you want to say something, let me see.
Yeah,
you can say something before you leave, and that would be great.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
No, I'm okay. I think it is okay for me.
You don't, Councilor, you don't want to talk about a Casablanca group and a Morovia group?
You and myself had the same perspective,
And
but
you
the
want,
veteran is
and you
saying
want to
otherwise.
run away?
No, I don't want to run away, sir. You and myself have the same perspective because I believe that the Monroe group was the one that were against African unity.
Right.
And
No, I counter that, Council. I counter that seriously.
Okay.
If the Maria group was against, if the Maria group was against that, then why did Tottenham call for a Sannicole conference?
Honorable Nepi,
We cannot have the discussion
Honorable
like this.
Nepi, Councilor Day is leaving because it's late in Monrovia.
Mr. Lubo, I gotta hold you here as the host of the program.
All right.
Because this is a very, very high-profile topic. A very high-profile topic that I would like to bring other international or Pan-Africanists on the program. Because now I see Mr. Nippy has a position. He disagrees with one of the cardinal reason why Africa is so divided today. Mr. Nippy disagrees with that. So it makes it a very huge discussion to be discussed on the topic, but not just among us. I want to bring in Mr. Nubo, Dr. Akil Kafina, an international.
When?
No, but then if you would do that, may I suggest you bring Dr. the Kenya Lumumba, Dr. Lumumba.
Okay, you're right. You know what? I will work with Dr.
Bring Dr. Lumumba, and just what I am saying, you will hear crystal clear for Dr. Lumumba.
Okay.
That Liberia is the founding father of African unity. Liberia should be giving that credence. Liberia has played a Pan-African role precisely from William V.S. Tubman. The question is not about Nkrumah. The question is, how did it all start? Nkrumah was there. Don't forget, Nkrumah was a Liberian. I don't know many of you know that. Nkrumah name is Francis.
Letting the few that's on the social
I know
media.
that Nkrumah.
Francis Weir.
Yes. Tubman told him, "Welcome to your father's land."
Amen.
I know that.
So when Tubman said the emancipation or independence of Liberia is meaningless unless all African countries are independent.
But Mr. Nippy, how come all the historians missed that from Mr. Tubman, instead attributed that to
it's easy.
I want to call it the way some people call the Asajifo, the visionary, Dr. Kwame.
Easy. The first thing you must know that the man was a Liberian and he had his own name. We had to do research to unearth that he was not a Ghanaian, he was a Liberian.
Even the Ghanaians say that.
And even the Ghanaians know that.
Okay.
When Kofi Boucher took over the country as Ghana president, my aunt and my uncle came from Ghana and they were beaten. And what did he say? He said, because our own citizens died, the men who founded our country, that's what the Ghana men throwing us out.
I say, ACHIE
So give
Archie
to Caesar what is Caesar, please.
Archie is gone. Can you
Archie
make
is
the
I'm right here. I'm not going nowhere.
arrangements? And we have the person you are talking about.
I would like for Dr. Lumumba to come.
Dr. Kafan on here tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's a you and I know Mr. Nuba. He's a travel guy.
Yes.
But we'll try and see tomorrow.
Okay.
I wanted to have
the guy Mr. Nippet talk about. Can we get a guy on the show tomorrow?
We could work through Dr. Kafina because he deal with them a lot.
No. I'm talking about a guy I know.
Yeah, Lumumba.
Mr. Nippet talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about Lumumba, Professor Lumumba.
Okay.
The recognized Pan-Africanist, in Africa.
Okay.
We could do. I'll try to talk to Dr. Kafina tomorrow and see if we could try to get Dr. Lumumba on the show.
Okay. But are you going to get in contact with him through Dr. Kafina, or are you going to get in contact with him through Honorable Nippet?
Is Honorable Nippet?
I don't have his contact.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I will try different other means. I know he's been dealing with other people in Liberia. There, he been in Liberia. The other people he been. I think I saw him one of the platforms recently in Liberia. So yeah, we can get him. We'll definitely be able to get him. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to get him.
And we can get Honorable Nippet back here tomorrow, where he will sweat under our questions. After he gave a simple Liberian English thing, and then we put him on the stand tomorrow.
I welcome that. I want to say thank you so much. Archie, thank you so much.
I love your simple Liberian English thing now.
Thank you so much. The symbol here, I don't know whether it's a dog that beg to differ.
This is a beg to differ.
The beg to differ, yeah.
It's a dog, the symbol.
No, okay, the symbol. This symbol belongs to the stream yard, the platform we're using to
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, if there's nothing else for us to discuss, may I ask your indulgence?
Yes.
To just fall back.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Mr. Nippy. You've been nothing but
thank you very much, my brother.
As always. We'll look forward to it. If you have the time tomorrow, we'll call you again if we can get Dr. I'm not sure we can get Dr. Lumumba because he's not somebody can grab in the daytime. But we'll reach out to Dr. Kafina. And if he can come on, we can do one with Kafina, you, Kafina, and and ourselves, and then we can play another one with Lumumba.
Okay.
Yes, let's do it that way. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Nippet. Thank you so much, and I want to wish everybody a good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, Honorable Noble. Good night, sir.
Yes, Honorable. Good night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think that was great, and maybe tomorrow we have to see who all we can get.
I mean, Dr. Kafina number is in the chat room. I can call him tomorrow, right?
Okay, and I can look for the medical doctor who talked about Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes.
Because Kwame Nkrumah time he was sent to jail twice.
Mm.
He the one who said that man name is Wea. And his father name was Gloman
Mm.
from Maryland County.
Mm.
I got a video.
Wow.
But it's on YouTube. I can still look for it, and send it to Alex
Mm-hmm.
before the show starts.
Yeah.
I mean, my friend Tudor Hush and myself were here, years ago, and we were watching it and we were laughing.
Yeah, and that would be nice if we can get some video evidence, to that. That would be good.
And the man said, even the woman that's supposed to be the man said that Catholic people assign a woman to him. And he didn't have doctorate degree. He didn't have this thing. He didn't have that thing. Yes. Kwame Nkrumah signed into jail twice, prison twice.
Yeah. That was one thing that Nkrumah was doing. But then if you look at the reason why he was saying it, I mean, dealing a lot of the other people who disagree with the one party rule, he was saying a lot of us they were not equipped, with the understanding of governance. And so if you go into multi-partyism, you're just creating chaos. It was a recipe for disaster because people will be running around thinking that they know what they're doing and don't know what they're doing. So everybody should belong to one party. You learn how to, to be into politics. You learn politics, then you learn governance. And then when you come out of there after a few years, we can then separate based on our ideology. But for now, let everybody be in one party. We do politics in this one frame of mind. And then after that period, we have mastered the politics. We can then go our separate ways. But I didn't buy that because that was after I read. I said, but if I agree to this thinking, that means I agree to the two party system in Liberia. We got the same idea the two party system had. The one party system, everybody think the same way, even though within the party we have disagreement, but we all adhere to this one structure. I couldn't agree to that, But in his writing, Nkrumah, he made a case, while he jailed Dankwa and all the other guys then, because he thought it was for the safety of the country, But people didn't buy it. And I didn't buy it either. I thought that was one of his downfall.
I mean, he was not in touch with his people, especially so the traditional people.
Mm-hmm.
And that one led to his downfall. But all the speeches he made, Africa unity, Africa must unite. I supported all of them. And Africa must unite. The person that stood in his way was William V.S. Tuckman.
Yeah.
So it cannot happen because of harmful propaganda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even we're talking about Guinea, we're talking about Ivory Coast, we're talking about Sierra Leone. Tuckman said if you marry three women and you cannot satisfy them, why do you come out and say you want to marry 9 women? And that was in the 60s because they wanted to settle the land issue before these people who are pushing for independence got their independence.
Right.
And that's why we have that's why Liberia is now all the way to San Pedro. That's why we have the Nimba Mountain, in Guinea, that's why we have the Mano River, in Sierra Leone, because of the decisions of Tuckman.
Mm.
And that's why I find it uneasy when we get people here on the platform who want to push the Tuckman era issue.
But you see,
and then, I mean, when I question them, I feel that people on the platform will feel uncomfortable. People like you, people like Alex. Alex is here, so I gotta call Alex's name too.
No, but if you come uncomfortable, like how? Sure, not me.
See, this is our guest, Mr. Numo. Why you asking
No.
these critical questions?
They sure is to beg to differ,
Okay.
As long as we don't do it in a way where we disrespect the guest, then that's fine. We'll do it in a professional, cordial way, If the guests don't feel disrespect that, hey, we're good. We're golden. We can roll.
I will not disrespect any guest.
No, you haven't done any of that. I'm just saying, as long as the guests don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's because the show would not. The show would not be what it is if we don't do that, right? Because we say the show is the beg to differ.
Yes.
So we got to find a way. Even we agree with you on so many stuff, but we got to find one thing where we differ on. Yeah.
Okay. But I yell.
All right, Mr. Noble, let's call it a night.
Okay, Alex.
See you tomorrow. No, I'm not, man. You knock yourself out. We gotta get out of here.
No, Alex gotta come with a closing argument.
No, Alex is gone. I'm out of here.
Okay, bye-bye. Let me talk to Dr. Gompu. Hello? Yeah, how are you? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm calling to remind you about the summit.
Okay.